Hi, it's Ed here from Dirt Magazine, and following on from last time when we did a how things work on free hub bodies, we got quite a few comments asking to see inside Hadley hubs and Mavic hubs, so we'll do that today for you. First of all, we've got a Hadley. Both the Hadley and the Mavic use a similar ratchet and pull mechanism to a Hope hub, but there are a few differences. With the Hadley, it's pretty simple to take apart. Put a cone spanner on one end, 21mm, and then in the other end you need a pin spanner, and you put that in the end and you undo it. They are quite tight from new, so you have to give it a bit more welly than that. I've obviously prepared it. Then you unscrew that cap, and then you can simply pull the free hub body off, and in there you see you've got 4 pulls, and the main difference between a Hadley and most other hubs is that to achieve incredibly low drag, they designed a system that runs on oil, not grease. So if you put grease in this, it will not work the same. Partly the spring system that they use doesn't really like grease that much. They tend to stick a bit, the pulls, if you use, and you just get way more drag in the bearings. There is obviously a trade-off for this, and that is that if you own Hadley hubs, you really need to be doing this pretty regularly. Otherwise, all these, obviously the oil doesn't stay in there as long as grease would, so your service intervals are shorter. If you do leave it too long though, and you end up damaging the bearings, because you have in here got high quality needle bearings, it's not the end of the world, because Northwest Mountain Bike Centre, who bring these hubs into the country, they stock all the spares and everything, so you can completely rebuild this hub and it'll be like new again. But it really is a hub for people who want ultimate performance but are willing to pay for it in terms of servicing. It's not really a fit and forget hub like some, so it depends whether this hub's for you or not. You'll know. Then we can simply screw that back on. So it is a very high quality hub, easily, with the things like the needle bearings, and they're all custom bearings. It is, you can easily compare it to the likes of Chris King, stuff like that. Not your average hub by any means. Then the other hub we've got is a Maverick. This particular one is on a Maverick D Max. You take these apart simply with 2 cone spanners. You got one, hold one on the other side, and then on this side you can unscrew this cap here, and then the free hub body simply pulls off like this, and inside you can see you've got 4 contained pulls, so they don't fall out when you take the free hub body off, and they've got little coil springs inside, and you can see the state of this wheel's pretty filthy, but inside, because of this seal, it's pretty well sealed, it's remained pretty clean, and it's very, as you can see, it's very easy to take apart, so you can clean it, lube it up, and it'll work like new for ages. So there you go, it slides back on, and then you can do that up with your fingers. And the only other thing that's quite different about a Mavic hub, is similar to a Chris King, is that it's got preloadable bearings. So you should get this little plastic tool with your hub. Don't worry if you haven't though, because you can use a park pin spanner like we saw in the Hadley hub, and you can literally put this on here and you can adjust the bearings. It's a bit like a headset. Basically, you don't want it so tight that the bearings are stiff, but you don't want it so loose that you get movement in the wheel. You can really notice the movement when you bolt it into your frame and wiggle the tyre. If there's any movement, you need to nip this up a little bit, and you can actually do it while the wheel's in place. So yeah, simple as that. See you next time.